Welcome back to Nintagious. We're here for our latest and greatest Nintendo Direct. I am running a little bit behind. This isn't live. It's about 2 hours after the presentation originally aired. I did media blackout though, so I haven't checked social media. I haven't even looked at Discord, so going as blind as I can. I don't have very many expectations for this, aside from what I said last week. Funny enough, last week, I'm actually on vacation right now. For those that aren't at streams regularly and don't know this, yesterday was supposed to be my last day of vacation, and I decided to change it at the last minute. So today's my last day of vacation. But before I went on vacation, I said something about how it really felt like there was a Nintendo Direct imminent, and that it could potentially air while I was on vacation. And I'm not the type to say that every week until I'm right to go ahead and point that one out. So when we were talking about it, I said, I'm sure we're going to see the last Smash character. I don't particularly care. I'm kind of checked out on Smash. I just don't really care anymore. I would love to be surprised with something, but it's probably going to be a pretty lukewarm reaction on that one if I had to guess, and before I eat my words there. Otherwise, I'd like to see what our next Mario Golf update has in store. And there's been a lot of speculation about Switch Online getting Game Boy and or N64 games. And I've been saying for at least a year, if not longer. Since before they added Super Nintendo Online, I was saying they should add Game Boy first, which I'm sure is a hot take. But I've been saying recently, I don't think that's a matter of if, that's a matter of when. Like, I was that confident they're gonna add both of them eventually. So if we could see a reveal for that, that would be pretty cool. I'm sure they're gonna show us a bunch of Metroid Dread because that's coming out in 2 weeks, I think. I hope they don't show too much. I think I've heard some people say it. They're showing way too much in the trailers, and to a point, I get that. To be completely blunt, Metroid's not that successful of a franchise, financially speaking. So I think they really want people to be excited about this one. They really want it to do well, because I think they want to make more Metroid games. I think they are invested in making Metroid games, but the truth of the matter is that, for the most part, they don't sell very well. So, I get why they would show us a lot, because they want people to be excited about it. I get that. But on the other hand, I'm at a point where I'm not watching the trailers anymore, because I keep hearing that they're revealing bosses and power-ups and stuff, and so I imagine they're going to show us some here. Hopefully they don't show us too much. Other than that, I'm sure we'll see Advance Wars a little bit, probably. Maybe Fatal Frame. We might see Bayonetta 3. I think the common thing, and I'll stop yapping and we'll get to this here in a second, but I think a common thing with the way people, whenever we see a direct and people start talking about what they want to see, at this point it's almost a meme where people list the same titles over and over and over again. It's Metroid Prime 4, it's Bayonetta 3, it's Splatoon 3, it's Breath of the Wild 2. Sometimes you'll see like a Mario Kart 9 and an Odyssey 2 thrown in there, stuff like that. I don't think we're going to see most of those. We're not going to see Metroid Prime 4. They want our attention squarely on Metroid Dread. I don't think they're going to show us much on Breath of the Wild 2 until E3 next year. Sad to say. We could see some Splatoon 2. If we do, we'll talk more about that when we get there. I'm in a very on the fence kind of state with Splatoon 3. Did I say Splatoon 2? I meant Splatoon 3. We could maybe see that, and I think Bayonetta 3 might be possible. We might finally get a look at that. I don't know though, it's tricky, because it does say focus mainly on Switch games launching this winter. I don't think Bayonetta 3 is coming out this winter, but they might drop something at the end of the stream where they're like, well, here's something a little bit more long-term. They tend to do that. That's what they did for Splatoon 3. That was like, oh, we're talking about stuff that's coming out in the summer. By the way, here's something coming out next year, like right at the end. So they could do that. That aside, like I said, I don't really have that many expectations. I tend to not get my expectations very high for these anymore. I tend to just wow me. Just wow me. So we're gonna hopefully do exactly that. Hopefully this works. I queued this page up this morning before I went to sleep, so that I could just bring it straight up and not have to fish through their YouTube page and potentially see a bunch of spoilers, because I wanted my reactions to be legitimate. So hopefully this plays okay and I don't have to like fuss around and find it or anything like that. If anything, we might have to skip around to find the beginning of the presentation, which looks like we're going to have to do, but that's totally fine. Out of all the things we had, like, out of all of the options of how this could go, that's not a bad outcome. Oh, there we go. Okay. Get your popcorn. Hopefully the audio balances well. That might be a little bit loud. Might be a smidge loud. I might have to turn that down a little bit. Just a little bit. This looks either Smashy or Bayonetta-y. Or Monster Hunter-y, sure, whatever, what do I know? What is that thing? So this is the next big update, it looks like. Cool, I wasn't really, kinda looks like Velkhana. Except demonic. Oh, is that, like, the expansion already? Holy shit. Okay. Cool. Next summer. Alright. Alright, it's pretty good pacing. That's it's a little over a year after the game comes out. Good stuff. I wasn't expecting to see anything on that just yet.
Hello, everyone. I'm Yoshiaki Koizumi, and I'll be your guide
It's
for
always a
today's
good way
Nintendo
to start
Direct.
things, though.
What you just saw was the first trailer for Monster Hunter Rise: Sunbreak.
I'm eager to
the
jump
massive
back into
expansion
Rise.
for Monster Hunter Rise. Our friends at Capcom are working on many new
I should have
elements that will
noticed
enhance
the
experience
Ludroth
for
walking
players
around
of
it, though.
Monster Hunter Rise.
In the foreground.
New
That
stories,
was not very observant of me.
locales,
I don't think the
monsters,
stream was,
And, although not touched on in the trailer, new hunting actions and quest rank.
the quality wasn't up to 720 yet, so it was a little
Monster
blurry.
Hunter Rise:
Muddy.
Sunbreak is scheduled to release as paid DLC in summer 2022.
Which is maybe a bit of a pun when it comes to
Please
Ludroth,
stay
but
tuned
whatever.
for more information in the future.
But yeah,
Alright,
I had a
let's
lot of
see
fun
our
with
first
Rise.
batch of
So
Nintendo Switch headlines.
I am already ready to jump
Party
into more.
during the day or at night. It's almost time to party in the Mario Party Superstars game.
I
Along with
forgot this
Spaceland
was
and
coming
Peach's
out.
birthday cake,
I'm gonna be honest
several
with
other
you.
boards make their return. Take a stroll around Woody Woods, but watch out for those Monty moles.
Man,
They'll
I
change the board's
do
direction when you
remember
least
this.
expect it.
I think.
Travel between two islands and Yoshi's tropical island. Toadette's got the star, but she might swap places with Bowser at the last second.
I feel like I'm personally
Party
like
day and night in Horrorland. That King Boo statue is harmless
I feel like I'm
during the
personally
day,
a little
but at night,
checked out
it'll swipe
on
stars from
Mario
unsuspecting
Party.
players.
I'm
Need a break
excited
from
that
boards? Head to
I'm
Mount
glad they're
Minigames
making
and
them
play in
because I think it
minigame-only
is
courses. Compete against players
a pretty
worldwide
popular
for the
franchise.
longest win streak in survival.
I'm glad that they're,
Together in the cooperative
as far as I
or
know,
tag match.
have like real online now.
Mount
Excuse me.
Minigames will have 7 courses available. All boards and minigames support online play.
There you
So
go.
invite family, friends.
That was the big
friends
shame with the
to
last
get
one
ready
that
for a
came out,
party of a
was
lifetime.
it took them, what, 2 years to add
Mario
online play to
Party
that?
Superstars
Which was
launches
kind of a
on the
shame.
Nintendo Switch system
I hope that's not too
October 29th.
loud. I might have
Pre-orders
to
are
inch
available
that
now
down
on
a little
Nintendo
bit
eShop.
further. Just a
A new
little bit.
RPG is in the cards.
Welcome to Voice of Cards.
This looks Fire Emblem-y. Except for that thing, never mind. It no longer looks Fire Emblem-y.
At the Queen's behest, you'll set off on a fantastical journey to slay a fearsome dragon for honor and fortune. Everything in this realm is represented as cards, from the protagonists to shops, towns, and environments. In this fresh take on tabletop RPGs, you'll square off in turn-based card battles where your skills and a little bit of luck
I don't know if
determine
this
the victor.
this isn't for me, I don't think. I like the character designs and the
A
artwork,
spellbinding
though.
experience from the creative minds of Yoko Taro and Yosuke Saito is about to unfold.
I say pretty often that,
Voice of Cards, the Isle Dragon
I
Roars launches
I
on
think I'm
Nintendo
interested
Switch
in
October
most game
28th.
genres, but
Pre-orders
there are a
and free
few
demo
that I'm just kind of
available today
like,
on Nintendo eShop.
I've outgrown. And, card-based games are one of them.
Become
I'm
a
not
hero or
a
an
big fan
absolute
of those
disaster of a
anymore.
human being.
I don't necessarily, like... I think they're fine,
You
they're
awaken
just
in a
not
hotel
for
room in
me.
the city of Revachol, devoid of your memories. Soon, you learn that you're a detective and get entangled in a strange murder case in the groundbreaking role-playing adventure Disco Elysium: The Final Cut. As you interrogate people and uncover clues, internal dialogues will begin. To investigate, you'll need the help of the 24 skills living within you.
This doesn't look like it's something for me either, but I
Your
like how,
behaviors and available choices will change depending on how
I
you
like how there's
develop
such a
these
broad
skills,
variety
directly
of
impacting how the story
genres
progresses.
represented on Switch. For sure, like... I'm sure
What
there are
sort of
people out
detective
there
will
who
you
are, like,
become?
super intrigued
Disco
by this.
Elysium: The Final Cut launches digitally on Nintendo Switch October 12th. The physical version of the game will launch early 2022.
Final Cut makes it
Pre-orders
sound
for
like
the
that's a game
digital
that already
version
came out
begin
on
today
Steam or
on
something,
Nintendo eShop.
if I had to guess.
Uncover more stories in Hyrule
Oh, right, we
Warriors:
have more of
Age
that coming.
Calamity.
Oh. That was another game that, like, I'm always eager to play more of.
And about that courageous friend of yours, it seems I owe him as well. Yeah.
The King of Hyrule must not fall!
You know, you're pretty good for a little kid.
We'd better partner up on this, don't you think?
Looks like they're actually adding, like, more story. These are new cutscenes, I'm pretty sure. Did Terrico just get destroyed again? Oh,
Behold our power!
Take that! Licks!
Time for the show!
oh geez, they play as a pair. October, that's not that far away. Good stuff.
Ready, set, Chocobo! Start your engines
What?
and get set for a new racing experience. Race as familiar Final Fantasy characters like Chocobo and Gilgamesh to be the first across the finish line.
Was this already a
Check out
thing
the
and I just
competition by using
didn't
drift
know it?
boosts to
I love
cut
how,
corners.
like, I feel like this is
Magical
perhaps
stones called Magicites are contained inside
one of the
items.
best
Collect these
examples
throughout
of
courses
why
to cast magic like fire and arrows
I
to
feel
blast
like
away opponents.
most gamers should,
Acquire
to
Magicites
some
of the
extent,
same
be
element to cast even more powerful
variety
spells.
gamers. Because there's so many games out
Each
there,
racer
dude.
also has a special ability.
It's
Use it
like,
at the right time to turn the tables.
who knew this was something I even wanted in my life? I mean, I don't know if
Customization options will be available.
if I'm
as
like,
well as
oh, I
local
want
and
this,
online
but it's
multiplayer.
adorable.
Up to 64 players
And
can compete in a
creative.
bracket-style tournament to determine the racing champion. Chocobo GP races exclusively on
So I'm
Nintendo
still like,
Switch next year.
I'm glad that's a thing that exists, you know what I mean?
What did you think? Before we show you our next video, we have some news about the last fighter for the Super Smash Bros.
I'm surprised they didn't
game.
open with this. They usually do.
Mr. Sakurai, the game's director, will reveal this fighter in the final Mr. Sakurai.
Oh, they're
Presents
not
video
revealing
on
it tonight?
October
Well,
5th.
people are disappointed.
He'll also show you how to use this fighter, so please.
But on the other hand, like, it gets its own presentation, which is cool,
It's
I
been
think.
about 3 years since the game.
Especially
was
for the people who
released.
are,
This will be
like,
the last presentation about Super
just
Smash Bros.
completely...
Ultimate.
like I said, I'm
Hope
kind of
you'll
checked
check it
out
out.
on Smash, right? And I'm sure there are people who are even more checked out than
Next,
I am.
please take a look at this.
So it's kind of nice that it's like... we can just not worry about that now. We can just move on. This is Splatoon, right? It looks Splatoon-y. I think. It's a very different type of environment. So I might be crazy. Actually, the more I'm seeing of it, the more I'm like, I don't think this is Splatoon. Oh, yo, a new Kirby game. That's even better. I was thinking the style looks a little bit more like a Mario or a Kirby game. The more I saw. Or maybe Donkey Kong Country. Whoa, hold on. This is a 3D Kirby game, dude, what? They're finally doing it? This looks delightful. I don't even need to see anymore. I'm sold. Just give me the date. Just give me the date. It's like a post-apocalyptic looking world too. Like, what on earth? Oh my goodness. I was gonna say, does he not get copy abilities in this? That's kind of wild. But nope, there they are. Yeah, this looks... like, to be fair, I never played Star Allies, and I probably should have. But it just didn't look that interesting to me. This looks significantly more interesting. Nah, it's not for a little while yet. It's not too long, though. That's like half
That
a
was the
year.
trailer for Kirby
I can
and the
accept that.
Forgotten Land.
That's fine.
In this new game, you can freely move around in 3D areas using familiar Kirby moves.
Man, this is like...
The setting also appears to be mysterious, filled with abandoned structures from
They
a
did,
past civilization. What lies in store for Kirby?
There was like a mini game.
The game is scheduled
I don't
to
even
release
remember
in spring
which Kirby game it was
2022.
in, but you know how the Kirby games
We
always
hope you
have
look
those little
forward to
mini
Kirby's
games on
new
the side.
adventure.
There was one a couple of years ago that was like a 3D
Next,
game that
we
kind
have
of seemed
this
like
to
a
show
proof of
you.
concept. And
Please take a look.
even before that, I think a lot of people were like, when are you going to try and do a 3D Kirby game? Oh my god, they're finally adding Brewsters. Is that really worth its own trailer? That's a trick question. It absolutely is worth its own trailer. Its own
Since
teaser
its launch in
trailer at that.
2020, the Animal Crossing New Horizons game has been enjoyed by many players around the world.
I would love
New free content will arrive in
I would
November.
love to dig back into that game at some point.
In preparation
But it's
for its release,
really
we'll be
gonna
airing an
take-
Animal Crossing New Horizons Direct in October.
It's gonna
In
take
it,
like
we'll
the
go
right
over the
kind of
content in
content
more
to make me
detail.
say like, oh yeah, let's go back to Animal Crossing. And maybe that's gonna be it. Who knows?
Please be on the lookout for the air date of this presentation.
Man, they're hitting us hard
Let's
and
move
fast
on
with
to
stuff the
more
rest of the
Nintendo
year, huh?
Switch headlines.
2 games, 1 game update, and lots of fun. 4! More free content is coming to the Mario Golf Super Rush game. Koopa Troopa enters the fairway as a playable character. Dish out tricky shots and dashes to mess with the competition. Ninja will also be playable.
Nice.
Take advantage of Ninja's blinding speed to outpace opponents.
Makes up for the fact that we didn't get anyone in September, I
courses
guess.
are also
2
being added.
more courses? Excuse me?
These additions will come swinging
Today?
in
Oh
as a
my
free software
God.
update later today.
We're streaming Mario Golf tomorrow, too.
What's this? An invitation. You're invited to live in a magical world with Mickey Mouse and dozens of Disney characters.
That was an interesting segue.
Spend time with Disney friends.
They didn't even
Your own
snap away to,
whimsical
like,
costumes and
the...
furniture, and
to
explore
the
delightful
stinger.
Disney-themed worlds. All downloadable content from the original Nintendo 3DS version is included. Disney Magical World 2 Enchanted Edition soars onto Nintendo Switch this holiday.
is. Take me back to Mario
The
Golf,
beloved
baby.
Star Wars game is coming to Nintendo Switch. Blast off to captivating planets
Well, that's
and
neat.
join forces with Jedi, droids, and outcasts in this blend of action, role-playing, and adventure.
I don't know if I
Will you
particularly
use
have
the
a
Force for
have
good, or
an
will you be
interest in
lured to the dark
revisiting
side?
those games, but
Your choices determine the galaxy's fate in Star Wars.
I mentioned
Knights of the
before
Old
that
Republic, launching on Nintendo Switch November 11th.
I mentioned on stream that
Pre-orders
like
begin today on Nintendo eShop.
I'm very in the middle on Star Wars.
There's one thing you must always remember: stay human.
I'm not a big fan of the
This
movies,
is
but
the
I think
secret.
it is a
Humanity's
very
last
good
stronghold
franchise for
against the
video
virus
games.
that turns people into the undead. In the cloud version of Dying Light 2 Stay Human, you'll need to master both parkour and tactical combat to survive in this brutal open-world action RPG. Explore alone, or with up to 3 other players in
Anyway,
online co-op as you unravel the dark secrets of those in power during
like,
the day.
10 or
Wander the
15 years
layers
ago, I
of the
remember playing Knights of
infected
the
at
Old
night.
Republic. I think I
Your
played both of
decisions will
them.
shape the story, but
I don't
they'll
think I
also
beat 'em,
have
though.
consequences. No matter where your actions lead
There
you,
were 2 of them, right?
there's one thing you must always remember.
Or am I crazy
Stay
remembering
human.
that incorrectly?
While you're at it, take the prequel on the go in Dying Light Platinum Edition. Scavenge for supplies, craft weapons.
I don't
and
really
face
know what
hordes
these
of the
games
infected
are.
in a
I think I've
post-apocalyptic
heard of
open
them.
world. Dying Light 2 Stay Human.
I don't think I've ever
Launches
actually watched
on Nintendo
anybody play
Switch
them.
February 4th, 2022. A free demo will also launch the same day on Nintendo eShop. Dying Light Platinum Edition comes to Nintendo Switch October 19th. Pre-orders begin today on Nintendo eShop. Utility,
Excuse me.
morality, or
Oh,
liberty.
triangle strategy.
In Triangle Strategy,
God, they're not changing the name, huh?
presented
Okay.
in stunning HD 2D.
I mean, I called it. I said
Your actions will lead you through.
they're
a
committing
unique
to this
story
one.
that
They're
changes
not
based on the decisions
they're
you
not
make.
gonna be able to change it.
In the end, where will your conviction guide you?
You have gone to the
I,
one place I cannot follow.
In response
played
to
the demo
survey
of
about
this,
the
or
demo
the-
released in February of this year.
Yeah, that
The
one.
game has been fine-tuned with a focus on elements that received lots of feedback.
But
These include adjustments to the
sadly,
difficulty, improvements to on-screen visuals.
most of
camera
my
angle control,
issues with the game aren't things that they could have
the ability
changed.
to review previous
in-
dialogue, and streamline.
They're not
workflow
updates
and
they could
loading
have made.
times.
It was stuff like I didn't
details
like
are
the
now
story and the
available on
characters were all a bunch of
Nintendo.com.
idiots. Like the characters just acted like
Triangle
idiots.
Strategy will launch on Nintendo
And it was kind of
Switch March 4th,
frustrating.
2022.
It was sad 'cause I remember the gameplay was pretty good, but like
Pre-orders begin
the
today on
in-between
Nintendo eShop.
gameplay was like infuriating and uncomfortable. This is a good trailer.
You are faced with overwhelming power. Your highest priority should be simply to survive.
Man, I hope this is good. I think it'll be pretty decent, I think. Samus Returns was good. And if it's just more of that, I think we're in good shape. If anything, my concern might be that it might just be kind of short. I've said a lot on stream recently about how I think they should add, like,
Samus Aran,
a built-in randomizer mode into this game or something to increase I think this is a franchise that not a franchise, a genre that needs something like that to like increase replayability, because I think it's inevitable that Metroidvanias in general are just going to be on the shorter side. You can't really make a Metroidvania be like 40 hours long, because for the most part most people are going to think that the game is overstaying its welcome in that amount of time, I think.
Remnants of the mighty Chozo civilization are also scattered throughout, including evidence that the Chozo may have once called the planet.
So you got to think of other ways to increase the replayability, and I think that's something they should potentially do.
Volume 8 for a detailed account of the terrain and life forms you may encounter in the Metroid Dread game. Be sure to view the other Metroid Dread reports.
Yeah, they've been putting a lot of information out on social media.
For the dangers that lie ahead.
Metroid Dread launches on Nintendo Switch October 8th.
I think they should focus on doing things like have a speedrun mode that like automatically disables all of the cutscenes and stuff, so you can just go fast.
Up next, we have news about Nintendo Switch Online.
Have a built-in randomizer mode and
Many
stuff like
people
that.
have been using Nintendo Switch Online since it launched in September 2018. In addition to the current membership, we'll be adding a new membership plan.
I was talking about this last week, about how there were
this new plan's content.
About how some people thought that they were planning on doing this, adding like a premium subscription with it, and have that
You'll be
like
able to
that's the only way you can
Nintendo
access the
64
N64
games.
stuff.
The Nintendo 64 system launched 25 years ago. I think this system gave many players their first 3D gaming experiences.
Yo, Sin and Punishment's gonna be on there? That's pretty cool.
4-player multiplayer action. With Nintendo Switch, up to 4 people can play select Nintendo 64 games locally or online.
That would be super cool, being able to play
Also,
those
this
games
new
online.
membership plan, in addition to the Nintendo 64 games,
Genesis? Hello? What? I didn't see that coming. Dude, that's
you can play a
sick.
collection of games from Sega's Genesis system.
Sega Channel
You'll be able
returns.
to play these classic games
Nice.
whenever and wherever you'd like. The new plan will include all elements of the base Nintendo Switch Online membership, as well as the ability to play the included Nintendo 64 and Genesis games.
So those are the premium plan
This
only.
is Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion pack.
Can't you just name it something simple?
This new membership plan will be added in late October.
How much?
Of course, you'll still be able to continue using the existing plans. Also, those who have an existing membership plan can change over to the new plan.
I mean, I'm gonna
We'll
upgrade.
share more details about this new membership.
The only way
plan
I'm not gonna
over time,
upgrade is
including
if
the
it's
exact
like,
release date and pricing information.
oh, it's going up from $20 a year to
We'd like to announce
$50 a
the
year.
games that will be available when it launches.
Then I might be like, I don't know about
You'll be
that.
able to play the Nintendo 64 games shown here,
Win back? Rise
as well as these Genesis games.
Gunstar Heroes
We'll also
online, dude.
continue
That's gonna be
adding
sick.
more Nintendo 64 games such as The Legend of Zelda Majora's Mask and
Yeah.
F-Zero X, as well as other Nintendo 64 and Genesis games going forward.
Pokemon Snap. Kirby 64. Banjo-Kazooie? No fucking
Furthermore,
way, dude.
We've prepared Nintendo 64 and Genesis
I love how they just
controllers to ensure the games can be
stuck
played
it there
with
at the
same
end.
style controls from their original
Just
release.
right at the end. Shh. Don't tell anyone. Interesting that they
Both can be used wirelessly.
didn't include Smash Brothers?
These controllers will be available for purchase by any Nintendo Switch Online member.
I might have to get an N64 one.
We hope you'll look forward to this new membership
Genesis
plan.
might be a little overkill.
Nintendo Switch Online plus expansion
I
pack.
already have my Genesis Mini controller, and that probably
Let's see
doesn't.
a few more
That probably
Nintendo
won't
Switch
work.
headlines.
but as far as collectability, do I need both?
There's plenty to play in these collections. Cyberpunk meets fantasy in this 3-game collection of cult classic RPGs. As a Shadowrunner mercenary,
this is another one of those franchises that like I've heard of, but I don't know anything about. Like I've never played them. I've never watched anybody play them. I had no idea they were isometric
and gripping turn-based tactical combat
XCOM style games, which these may have outdated XCOM for all I know. But
the perpetual struggle against
there it is.
Dracula continues.
This is something that has been like
leaked
multiple times, and it just was a matter of is Konami going to announce it.
Epic music. The rewind, quick save, and button mapping features.
I haven't played any of those.
Ramp up your fight against evil. All regional versions of each game,
that's neat,
as well as a gallery mode with never-before-seen artwork, are included. Castlevania Advance Collection launches on Nintendo Switch later today.
Oh my god, dude.
An almighty
the shadow drops,
returns.
though. Oh, okay. That was a little off-put. This isn't Fire Emblem.
The classic Super NES game ActRaiser returns on Nintendo
I've
Switch,
never
now
played
remastered in
ActRaiser.
HD. As the Lord of Light and Almighty God, only you can save mankind from the forces of Tanzra, the Lord of Dark. You'll wage war in 2 phases. First, strike down monsters in the side-scrolling action phase to liberate the lands from the grasp of evil. Master swordsmanship and magic to vanquish all who stand in your path. Then, cultivate the lands you've liberated in the world-building creation phase.
Oh,
It's
that's
up to you to
interesting.
decide which
I don't know
structures will be
anything about
destroyed
this
to make
franchise.
way for new ones, creating a flourishing civilization. As you do so, your powers will increase, giving you an edge in both phases.
The interface looks very Fire Emblem-y, right? Is this from the same...
Of the beloved soundtrack.
Is it Intelligent
Brand
Systems?
New music. New stages and new boss battles also await.
I don't like the...
ActRaiser
Oh,
Renaissance
it's Square
descends
Enix.
onto Nintendo Switch
I don't like
later
the
today.
pre-rendered graphics look, though.
A new chapter is
If I'm
about to unfold.
Being honest, didn't this just come out? What the fuck? Didn't this come out last week? Or did the Switch version not come out at the same time? I do think that... I think this looks a lot more interesting than Undertale did, to me. But I'm still not, like, jumping at the opportunity to play it. Like, aren't both chapters free to play, though? Which is, like... makes it a bit more appealing as well. I have no idea what I'm looking at. That was a lot of stuff all at once. I wonder if I should care about that game. That's another thing I don't know anything about, but they're like pushing it super hard. Is Rune Factory made by...
How's everything?
The original
there are still a few more announcements
developers of Harvest Moon?
Koizumi-san.
Oh, Miyamoto-san. What
or is
brings
it
you in?
made
I
by...
wanted to make an announcement, so I was hoping I could step in.
Oh, of course.
Couldn't they edit the barrier out? Like,
Hi everyone, I'm Shigeru Miyamoto.
He's starting to go gray.
We've previously announced that I have been working with the Hollywood movie studio Illumination and its CEO and producer, Chris Meledandri-san, who are known for movies...
You're not going to show a trailer, are you? Because that's like copyright claim all over the place.
Mario movie for the big screen. Today, I wanted to announce its theatrical release timing. Ta-da!
Next year.
The movie will be released in theaters in holiday 2022.
What was I saying? These go so quickly that, like, I often, like, just derail and never finish my thoughts, because they're already moving on to the next one. Rune Factory. Is that,
in action on the big screen?
But
today, I also wanted to reveal our key cast members who will be voicing Mario and his friends in the movie. First,
Chris
of course,
Pratt.
Mario, who will be played by Chris Pratt.
I don't know how I feel about that.
He's so cool. Mario will be talking a lot in the movie. Please look forward to Mario as performed by the very talented Chris-san. Next, Princess Peach will be played by Anya Taylor-Joy.
I don't know who that is.
I can't wait to see a very spirited Princess Peach. Mario's little brother, Luigi, will be played by Charlie Day. I'm excited
I can
for
see
you
that.
to see this timid sibling appear
I can
on
see
screen.
that.
Bowser will be played by the one
Oh
and
my
only
God.
Jack Black. I'm expecting a monster
Alright,
performance
this is,
by Jack-san.
This is gonna be interesting.
The comedian Keegan-Michael Key will be playing Toad. I'm looking forward to great comedic moments. Even though this is a Mario movie, Donkey Kong will also be making an appearance. He will be played by Seth Rogen. I'm eager for
I
you
want to see like some
humorous
stills.
Donkey
I want to
Kong
see
set
what the
song.
movie looks like.
And of course, Charles Martinet, who has voiced Mario and many more Nintendo characters in our games over the years, is also involved and will
That's
be
cool.
appearing in surprise cameos in the movie.
I'm glad that he is involved.
We also have more incredible talent joining the film to play some of our other beloved characters. That is all I can share with you today about the Mario movie.
That's gonna be wild.
This is a very collaborative project between Illumination
That's gonna
and
be
Nintendo.
wild. I can't
We've all
decide
been
if I'm
coming up with
looking
all
forward
sorts
to
of
it
ideas,
more now
and
or
I myself am enjoying
less
a
or just
creative
the
process
same.
That is a little bit different from making games.
I'm still very
It may be a
cautiously
while until we
optimistic.
can share more updates, but I hope you'll look forward to it. Koizumi-san, back to you.
I'm glad they didn't show a trailer because that would probably cause some YouTube
Please
issues.
look forward to Mario's adventure,
Even though I
jumping
really
into
want
the
to
world
see
of motion pictures.
anything about it.
Next, we'd like to show you this.
Okay, so yeah, I didn't go into it at the beginning, so I was like, I will wait to see if that actually shows Splatoon 3 first. My issue with this game, I mean, that looks cool. Don't get me wrong. I don't care about the competitive multiplayer anymore. I don't care. You can add all the new weapons and moves and tricks to multiplayer as you can manage, and I don't think it's gonna change anything. I think I'm done. What I want to see from this game, which this might be a very appropriate segue. Well, no, because this looks like campaign, and campaign isn't something I particularly care about either. But what I want to see is cooperative multiplayer. I want to see like Salmon Run be blown up into this like very in-depth game mode where if you wanted to pick this game up and only play cooperative play and still get hundreds of hours of gameplay out of it, that's what I'm looking for here. Do I think they're gonna deliver on something like that? Not necessarily, but like that's what would change my mind, I think. That's what would make me say like, hell yeah, I'm in. And we're probably gonna have to wait until much closer to launch before we see anything quite like that, but... What? What?
Hello, everyone. I'm a researcher from the Squid Research Lab. I've been meticulously studying the mysterious squids that can transform into humanoid form. What you just saw was
like, honestly, I think they should put more of a focus on cooperative than they should on campaign.
Allow me to share a bit of what we know so far.
Add the campaign elements
takes place in
into
Scottsville. It's known as the City of Chaos. Centered around Splatsville are the Splatlands, a place long...
I might be completely wrong here, but I feel like games like this...
and octopuses. Buildings spanning several
people don't buy games like this to play single-player content.
In the Splatlands, turf war appears.
Clearly some people do.
Its basic rules are unchanged.
But I think you have to admit and acknowledge that you're in the minority there. I don't think that's the
However, the trend seems
primary
to
audience.
A major shift, with the existence of new main and special weapons confirmed in the footage. In the latter portion of the footage, we were able to observe activities from Story Mode, the single-player campaign.
Return of the mammalians.
Meaning, the reappearance of mammals appears to be the theme of Story Mode this time around. What could this possibly mean in a world where all mammals, except for 2 cats, have vanished?
I struggle to get interested in a campaign.
It appears that there's still a lot to uncover.
Because the campaigns are usually like,
and keep you updated
maybe, if you're lucky, 10 hours long.
Please look forward to more Splatoon 3.
And that's being pretty generous. That looks tremendously uncomfortable.
To come. See you next time.
I appreciate the enthusiasm,
what
but
do you think? Splatoon 3, taking place in a new world, is scheduled to release in 2022. Please look forward to future updates. Okay, this is the last trailer we have to show you today. Please take a look.
Hit me. What you got? This is Bayonetta 3. I think there was a platinum logo up there. And the 101 reference. Like, come on. I mean, it's definitely platinum, let's put it that way. I almost wonder if this is actually like a new project from Platinum. That would explain... I don't know, I don't have a big experience with the Bayonetta franchise, so I can't really say, like, is that what I'm looking at here? Style-wise. I feel like those monsters don't look like Bayonetta monsters, though. What? Oh, those playful teases. For a second, I actually thought this would be Astral Chain too. Like, they had me. They had me.
It seems I'm unfashionably late, but I'm ready to give you everything you want.
Very meta. Oh, this is like fucking gameplay too, baby. This is definitely a franchise that I need to get into. Like, I feel like I would probably enjoy it. Just one of those things I never quite got around to. I was actually thinking, too, that those enemies looked a little bit more Astral Chain-y than Bayonetta. So yeah, they had me. What? You couldn't do that before, right? I love how she's just dancing while this whole thing is going on. God, Platinum games always look so friggin' wild. Where I'm just, like, watching and I'm like, what am I even seeing? Like, what's happening? What?
What you just saw was the latest trailer.
I don't know if anyone knew who that was.
We announced this game in 2017.
Oh my
Thank
god.
you for your patience.
Has it
This
really
game
been
will
that
launch
long?
next year.
That's wild.
We hope you look forward to Bayonetta's new encounters. That's all for today's Nintendo Direct. Thank you for watching.
I think that was pretty good. I can think of a couple things where people are going to be like, oh, they didn't show this. But let's face it, people are always going to be disappointed in that regard. And to a point, I think that's their own doing. I think that's them setting their sights a little higher than they possibly should. Anyone expecting to see Breath of the Wild 2 here, for example, is a fool. Like, or was a fool, I guess I should say. Like, we weren't going to see Breath of the Wild 2 here, for example. I think I'd probably forgive the people who thought we'd see Prime 4. I think, as I said at the beginning, that it was fairly likely that we weren't going to see that. Because they want our focus to be squarely on Dread, but I'm starting to think that I should be taking notes during these so I can remember what I want to comment on at the end. I will say I'm not going to take too long talking about this. We're gonna move on pretty quickly, because I want to get this all published to YouTube and all that good stuff. New Kirby game is pretty exciting. I think that was one of the ones that really stood out to me. The Mario Golf update tonight is pretty sick. I'm gonna have to, like, hold back from playing it tonight. I want to jump right on in. But, as I said, we're streaming Mario Golf tomorrow, which is even better. Because then you guys that are always ready to play more Mario Golf will be right there with me trying out the new courses. And now some of you guys might have already tried the courses by the time we play them, but if anything, maybe I'll hop in and play the new characters and try to get them their new clubs. Anyway, so that's cool. Looking forward to Age of Calamity DLC. That's only about a month away. We might not have time for that next month in October because there's so many, like, Halloween-y things that I want to do in October. So I don't know if we'll have time for that right when it comes out, unfortunately. We'll see. I think the big one to me is, like, not only a new Kirby game, but a 3D Kirby game is, like, pretty sick. That's pretty exciting. Announcement of Monster Hunter expansions, pretty good. N64 Online, I think a lot of people are going to have a negative take on it on N64 and Genesis Online solely because of the mention of we're going to expect you to pay more money for these. I think people are just in general going to be negative about that. Let's not discount the fact that being able to play N64 games online is pretty fucking massive. Like, officially online. You don't have to, like, illegally download the games to play them online. I understand that was already a thing, but now you can do it officially. Emulation will probably be better. N64 emulation's kind of spotty. They do need some more multiplayer things on there, though, I think. I think they only had Mario Tennis and Mario Kart as far as multiplayer goes. Did they have Mario Party? I don't remember. So they do need to hit. They do need to drop some more multiplayer stuff on there for sure. But I feel like with how obsessed people are about Mario games and like the online, like especially from the streamer perspective, you'd think that would be something they'd be excited about. Is like, oh hey, we can play Mario Kart 64 with viewers. You think more people would be, but I think most people are going to be upset about that solely because how dare they ask us for more money. What can you do, I guess? As long as it's like, no, they didn't give us a price. That is a big point. As I mentioned at the time, if they boost the price up to like $50 a year, I'm probably gonna be like, I don't know about that. If it's up to $30 a year, yeah, take my money. That's fine. That's totally fine. So we'll see more about that when we get there. Dread does look really good. Bayonetta 3 looks really good. My experience with those games is very non-existent. Did they really jump into Splatoon 3 that early? Or is my... I think the timeline is screwed up. I was trying to pan back to see like what else have I missed that I haven't commented on. I think those are the big ones for me. Kirby looks awesome. Mario Golf update sounds awesome. Dread looks good. Bayonetta 3 looks good. Monster Hunter expansion I'm more than on board for. We'll talk about it more tomorrow. So yeah, for those of you watching offline, come to streams. We're going to be playing Mario Golf tomorrow. We'll check out the new content. We'll probably talk about the Direct in general. Since I took today off, I was going to do something on Saturday too, but I don't know what now. But I don't want to go... A lot of people watching this are probably watching it after the fact. I'm probably going to do a premiere for this, but a lot of people watching are probably watching it after the fact, so going into schedule is probably meaningless. That's why I took it off of the layout. So, we won't go in, but come to streams is what my point was. Yeah, let's wrap it up. Let's get out of here. I'll get this all uploaded, and like I said, I'll probably do a premiere for it. So thank you everyone for watching. Thank you for tuning in. I hope you enjoyed the presentation as well. I thought it was good. I feel like it could have maybe... I don't know, I feel like it could have used maybe one more thing that I was like, oh, whoa, dude. There was a lot of stuff in this one that I was just kind of like, I don't know what that is. And like, to a point, if other people are excited about it, that's totally fine. Like, not everything has to be like for me, right? But I do feel like a fair amount of the Direct, I was just kind of like staring and just kind of taking it in, which is never a good feeling. You want to, I feel like if someone's watching a reaction video for something like this, they probably want strong reactions to everything, but I'm also just going to be honest and be like, I don't know what I'm looking at here, so I'm not going to just fake the excitement. In my opinion, people can tell when the streamer is faking excitement, because they do that thing where they start freaking out and then they'll sit down and be like, what is this? Like, I can imagine watching some people do live reactions of the Bayonetta trailer where they're just, for that first 2 minutes, just being like, they're trying to be hype, but at the same time, they're like, what is this? What am I watching? Is this Smash? And then, like, so the excitement's fake because you don't know what you're looking at? Anyway, I'm going off the rails. As I said, thank you again for watching. I'll see you guys next time. If you're just a fan of the offline content, then whatever you're watching next, I'll see you then. Otherwise, I'll see you in a stream. As I said, at the moment, we're planning on doing Mario Golf through Fridays and Saturdays, or Saturdays, I should say. But through October, I'm planning on doing some more like supernatural stuff. So I'll just, again, I don't want to go too far into the schedule because it's kind of silly when someone might be watching this in like 4 months, you know what I mean? But throw a little bit of thing out there anyway. One last time, thank you for hanging out and watching this with me, and I'll see you guys next time.